Hello again, Tom, the well-traveled American. It is 11 February 2026, and as promised, I said I would talk about the drone situation. Uh, some people will tell you that drone warfare is the future. They'd be wrong. Drone warfare is the present. We're already there. We've already been there for years now. Actually, we've been there since the Nagorno-Karabakh War, uh, which was the war that preceded the ongoing Russo-Ukrainian War. Okay, so here's a little picture here. This is what it's kind of like out there on the front line. Ukrainian with the 50th Brigade pilots a drone. You see he's got the little drone controller there, and they're hiding in a structure. Uh, After dropping a 40 millimeter grenade on a Russian trench, he gathered information about the enemy's location. So this was not a suicide drone. Uh, this was one that was a surveillance drone that they equipped with a 40 millimeter grenade to start the show. And then they'll call in some artillery or some other assets to deal with the problem. Uh, right now, currently speaking, the Ukrainians are the world's foremost masters at drone warfare. They're not the only ones that are paying attention, though. China deploys Hurricane 3000. It's a microwave weapon for operational counter drone warfare. Hey, guess what? They're not prototypes. Those are production models. They're already producing these. Yeah. Once again, drone warfare is not the future, it's the present. The Chinese have taken this seriously. They've developed technology and they have produced designs and are in production of equipment. So, yeah, they're now deploying. That means they're putting them out in the field. Serious move. We'll have to see where we're at on this. Yeah. Russians and the Chinese, not the only ones. Imagine that. The Russians would be the number 2 country in the world with drone technology, with drone deployment, with drone doctrine, with drone training, with drone everything. And not everything that they produce is crap, unfortunately for Ukraine. They've learned how to hunt down Ukrainian trains that are in motion. They're using Chinese technology to hunt down these trains. But guess what? It's not all Chinese technology. In fact, as we will see, a lot of the technology is coming from Western companies. So much for the much vaunted uh, embargo, the sanction. Not effective. Yeah, not effective because this technology is being disguised as Wi-Fi gear operating in the 1300, 1500 megahertz band using technology that differs from a conventional Wi-Fi. A Shaheed with a mesh modem may have proven effective. I don't know, it looks pretty effective to me. I see a blown up train there. See the Ukrainians try to defend these trains with a cope cage, the little fencing over the top of the train. Not effective, not working, not enough. You've got to get the drones before they get that close to you. That's the message. Uh, yeah, we'll talk about these Shaheeds a little bit. Let's go there for a minute. Iranian designed Russian drone factories. Shahed drones are a considerable issue because of their mass production. The word of the day is scalability. That's right. They're producing them by the tens of thousands per month. Ukraine wants to field 1 million drones this year alone in 2026. 3 million. The Russians are not going to be left too far behind. They're producing these at a fantastic rate. These are actually a very capable drone design. You know, they started out, like most weapons system, there's an evolution. There's the A model, and then you move on to the B model, C model, D model. Um, these started out with a glorified chainsaw motor for propulsion. They now have little jet engines that are propelling them at quite a rapid speed. They have quite a long range, and they pack a pretty good punch. They carry a sizable warhead to cause destruction. So these are not used primarily as frontline drones. These type of drones are used behind the lines to take out strategic targets. Or if you're a Russian, you just hunt down civilian targets with them. Yeah, our friends the Russians. You cannot make a deal with these people, although not going to happen. Scalability. If you have a ship, and these attack ships also, if you have a ship, a naval ship, and it's capable of shooting down, oh, I don't know, let's just make a number up, 100 drones. All I have to do as the enemy is send 150 drones, and I'm guaranteed to be the winner. And this is the type of thing that we are now facing. We have to scale up our efforts, or we are not going to do good. So here's old Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, with a drone. Hey, it's an American drone. It's got an American flag. I'm liking it. The U.S. is playing catch-up in drone technology, drone training, drone production, drone doctrine, drone everything. We're way behind, people. And the people who are way ahead that'll help us out are the Ukrainians. They have the technology. They have the expertise. They have the doctrine. They have the training. They have the technique. They have the people. They need more production. They have a fair bit of that too already also. They've learned how to scalable produce these drones at scale. Technology is quite amazing. But we have to get on board with this. We need help. And we have a country that's willing to help us. We just have to help them a little bit. And they'll give us everything that we ask for. So it's time to get on with making our decisions. Or else we're going to have our service people doing all the bleeding. And as a former Marine, I'm not good on bleeding. I don't like that. Unless it's the enemy. I like to make them bleed. So there we are. We are, beyond a doubt, technologically capable, more so than anyone else. Here's a look at our high-powered microwave drone killing system. Took out 49 drones in less than a second. Well, that's because they only had 49 drones as targets. That's a 100% batting average, and man, that's good. But it was in a test environment. I mean, look at this place. It's the wide open desert. It's a nice starting point. You got to start somewhere. But I can tell you, for 6 years, I worked for a rather shadowy organization known as Airborne Electronics Research and Development. We were a company that serviced a government contract out of Fort Monmouth, New Jersey, the electronics warfare branch of the Army, when in fact we actually provided services to all branches of the service. And we were a test and development organization where we built brand new technology, invented brand new technology, then we actually tested that technology in the field. We would start at a place like this, which, given the look of the picture, I can almost guarantee you that looks like Fort Huachuca out in Arizona. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. But we also used to take our fresh developments to the field, which is we went overseas to hotspots in the world where they were shooting at each other and said, hey, why don't you try this? And why don't you try that? And people would help us out, and we'd make arrangements with our allies. We'd have actual field testing. But let me tell you, until you get a piece of equipment actually in the hands of the soldiers in the field, the A model never works as well as you think it will. And my personal capabilities defending against a drone attack. I had a Ukrainian friend of mine stop over because he had a drone and he was good at flying it. First person drone. Came over to my house here and I said, hey, given that 70 odd percent of the people being killed on the front line over in your country in Ukraine in battle are casualties of drones, that's a frightening statistic in and of itself. 70 odd percent or more of the casualties are coming from drones. Drones are not only taking out people, they're taking out tanks, soft-skinned vehicles, infantry fighting vehicles, artillery pieces, other drones, aircraft. Hey, the Ukrainians wiped out 25% of the Russian Navy with drones. Seaborne drones, airborne drones. Seaborne drones that have airborne drones mounted on them. Wow. Yeah, quite a bunch of technology going on there. But the last piece of defense for the soldier in the field is a shotgun. Chances of hitting a drone with an AK-47 or an M16, I give you almost zero chance of that. That's, one in a thousand. If you had a short-barreled shotgun and you were a good shot, I started shooting when I was 12, quite accomplished with a pistol. With a shotgun, I'm about an 85%er on the scale of people you'll run against who shoot. I'm pretty good. I give myself 50-50. Knowing drone is coming in, they're next to silent. That was the first thing that I noticed when they're flying in with these small first-person drones. You can't hear them until they're about 20 foot away from you. It's incredible how silent they are. And they're very small. And if the operator who develops skills, silhouetted up against a blank sky, you can see them, a couple hundred yards out or thereabouts. Down in a tree line, man, I'm giving you about like somewhere 50-foot range or so if you're looking in the right direction. You got to be on a constant scan, which means you're going to be shooting close in. So short barrel, no choke, practice, 50-50 chance at best. And I'm probably being generous to myself. I don't want our people going out there with a 50-50 chance. That's insane. We have to develop the technology and the weapon systems to give them the edge that Americans are used to having. So that means that we're going to have to partner up and we're going to have to man up, belly up, as they say to the barn, pay for a few rounds. In this case, we're going to have to spend some money on drone technology because we're way behind. All right, it is 10 February, and I am out of here today.